Hello and welcome to the 1 Minute Rewatch. I am TC DeWitt and today I shall be your professor of Canadian superhero studies. Oh yeah, I'm the Wolverine, eh? Wolverine is Canadian. People tend to forget that.
Logan, what did you do?
I hurt myself.
Hugh Jackman has returned to the role that launched his career with Logan, which not only marks the 10th X-Men film, but the 9th appearance of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, a role that he debuted 17 years ago.
I know what you are. You lost your money. You keep this up, you lose something else. Look out!
17 years! Think about that. There are a very small number of iconic cinematic roles that have been played by one actor for that long in that many films. Jackman's Wolverine stands among legendary icons as Leonard Nimoy's Mr. Spock, Robert Englund's Freddy Krueger, 13 actors from the Harry Potter films, Desmond Llewellyn's 17 outings as Q, and fellow mutant Patrick Stewart as Professor Charles Xavier. Chairs Xavier. Blah, blah. Chairs Xavier. I'm leaving that. That is hilarious. I've gone back and rewatched the entire X-Men library of films in preparation for Logan. The X movies have had a pretty spotty track record that ranged from great to good. But if there's one thing that we can thank our nerd hearts for, despite the ups and downs of the franchise, it's the indisputable fact that Hugh Jackman has defined the Wolverine. He is Wolverine.
Let's go.
So, instead of taking my 60 seconds to review one of Hugh's outings in the claws, I've decided to take my time to review the man himself. 10! I've decided to take my time to review his performance over the past decade and a half as the indestructible, adamantium-laced amnesiac with a mean streak and a heart of gold. Of course he has a heart of gold. He's a Canadian played by an Australian. That's two of the nicest peoples in the whole world. How does Hugh Jackman's Wolverine rank? Let's find out the obvious. Yeah! Wherever things may have gone wrong with the X-Men films, Jackman has never failed to deliver. From the beginning, he faced the same doubts many icons of geek culture must face before they proceed to cast all doubts aside and become the very notion of the character. He wasn't 5'3", he wasn't hairy enough, he wasn't muscular enough. They should have cast Mel Gibson or Robert De Niro. He didn't sound like Half Dodd. Hashtag not my Wolverine. Boycott the X-Men! Well, I think we can all agree at this point that those reactions were crazy wrong, and Hugh has solidified himself as Logan in the hearts and minds of an entire generation of filmgoers. He has placed himself as one of the most iconic superhero performances in the history of comic book films. And it's because Hugh loves the part, he respects the part, he respects the comics. He knows that playing Wolverine is the reason he has a career. He might not have been short enough or hairy enough, but he poured his heart and soul into Weapon X. I do not envy the poor guy who has to follow in Hugh's paw prints. If there's one sad truth in seeing Hugh end his long run as Wolverine now, it's that we'll never get to see them figure out how to get the X-Men and the Avengers together with Jackman. Sadly, it'll never be. And yet, despite the library of varying degrees of good and bad, Hugh Jackman will remain one of the greatest comic book character performances of all time, and I have no hesitation giving Hugh Jackman's Wolverine 5 Maple Leaves out of 5. How amazing would it have been to see Hugh Jackman's Wolverine fighting alongside Chris Evans' Captain America in some sort of World War II flashback, or slicing down Ultron's next to Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man. That would have been awesome. Strange thing is, I never really liked Wolverine until Hugh Jackman played him. He always just seems like a bad boy character that everybody else liked, while I was wondering why Cyclops never got any respect. It's because he's the nice guy, isn't it? Haters gonna hate! As always, I am curious to hear what you have to say. What are your thoughts on Hugh Jackman and his era as Wolverine? Let me know in the comments below. And like and subscribe if you're digging the show or you like the other stuff we have here at the BitLife Show. Or if you want to hear me talk at length about movies, I have a weekly podcast called The Rewatchman, which is available on iTunes. With that said, that is all for the 1 Minute Rewatch this time. Thank you, as always, for watching. My name's TC DeWitt, and even you could make a better X-Men movie than Brett Ratner. Ugh. God, what was he thinking? What was Fox thinking? What were any of them thinking? Ugh.